All right. So one of the big questions that we're getting right now is for next summer, what are the rosters going to look like? So Matt, you want to go ahead and answer that one?
Yeah, I think, after talking to a lot of different parents this year and getting some feedback, the communication that went into it, the new process with picking different dates and different tournaments was confusing for some. I think there's a lot of benefits to the way that it was handled. But after talking to some parents, I think we're going to do a hybrid version of kind of what we've done in the past and what was done this year, where we'll do our best to have consistent rosters with consistent coaches, but then still give players the ability to go to some of the different out of town events. And then we'll just fill in spots where they're needed, kind of like I've done for the past few years on our Dodgers side. Because even on the youth end, we're going out of town or we have different guys at different events or different teams playing in different tournaments. And even there, we still need to move some guys from team to team. So I think, the way that we're going to handle off-season practices and the way that we're going to have coaches involved probably makes that process a little bit easier too, because the coaches will be a little bit more aware of the different players and the things that they're capable of. So I would expect to have more consistency in terms of the team that you're going to be with from weekend to weekend and the coach that you're going to be with. But just understand that here and there may need to be some movement just to make sure that rosters are filled out accordingly and that guys are going to be getting playing time and reps where they need to. But I think it's pretty fair to expect that we'll address that. We'll make some adjustments going forward. And I think it'll be handled a little bit differently. Is that fair to say, no?
Yeah, and just to build off that, I was in Atlanta for the Perfect Game WWBA, 438 teams, and going through all the rosters. I mean, the booklet's about this big, but the average roster size was 25 plus. And I know that's a national level tournament and everything else. And one thing that I expressed to the players and probably didn't do as good a job to the parents in explaining that is that we wanted to make the rosters so that we were maximizing playing time. Guys were getting their at bats, guys were getting up on the mound, getting their innings. And, that's why we added additional tournaments. And there was some movement because if you're sitting on the bench all summer, you're not going to get better. And I'll sacrifice a few wins for, guys getting out there and getting on the field and playing ball. So I think that was the motivation behind it was, purely to get the guys out there. And are you going to sacrifice, maybe some performance overall as a team? Sure. But, it was a player-centric model that unfortunately wasn't always viewed as such. And I know moving forward, we've learned from some things and are headed in the right direction.